Hi, I'm Elliot Tilling and I'm a downhill mountain biker. So I'm 16 years old. I lived in Oxfordshire for my whole life, and then last summer, so summer 2025, we packed up and moved to Cornwall, which is obviously a huge change, but I'm so stoked that I managed to commit to it and go through with it. There's so much going to the place. We've got the sea 20 minutes away, lots of new mountain biking, new people to meet, and so I'm so stoked that I managed to commit to it and follow it through. And here we are now in my new garage with my bikes on the wall, and yeah, I'm buzzing with it. So as I said, I'm a downhill mountain biker, but of course I've always been a downhill mountain biker, and you've got to start somewhere. So I guess let's roll it back to probably 2015. Originally kind of riding bikes a bit, going on family bike rides, doing little jumps off curbs, that sort of thing. I got my first little BMX sort of thing. I'd go on rides with my family and it was just really good fun. But of course at that point I had no idea what mountain bike world was and what it would eventually lead to. Push forward a few years to probably 2018, where me and my brother both got brand new bikes. We got Marin Blinus Ridge ones, got the blue and black one, and I was over the moon with it. It was my dream bike at the time, and I was so happy with it. It couldn't have been any better. And it was at that point, it was still before I'd even slightly knew anything about the mountain bike world. So it was just a new bike for family bike rides, I guess. But yeah, we started to ride a bit more, and then I remember Noah, my brother, went on a ride with some of his mates at our local woods called Badbury Clumps, which has lots of downhill mountain bike trails in, short runs but really fun. I remember him saying, mate, you got to come out and do it, you got to come out and do it. So one day me and him went up there, and literally straight away I decided that was it. That was going to be my thing. Forget football, forget anything else. Downhill mountain biking was going to be my thing. And here I am, probably six or 7 years later, I guess, still doing it, just with a couple more bikes. So skip forward a couple months, and me and Noah were hooked. We'd both got on our new Marins. My dad then went out and bought himself one, and we went on our first mountain bike trip, I guess. We went to Ashley Court, where we'd looked online, I guess, and found there was some mountain bike trails there, like a really nice flowy cross-country loop, which at the time was perfect for us, basically just a big pump track. And it was awesome. We still go back. Now we've got Donnie with us and B. We all go on family days. It's still a perfect place to ride, and I still find it really fun. Not as fun as I did then. Of course, it's not quite probably what I'd choose to ride now, but it's still an amazing spot. I'd highly recommend it to anyone to go check out. So, as well as going to our local woods, Badbury Clumps, there was a place in Swindon called Croft, where me and Noah and Dad spent a lot of time just kind of mastering skills. We were doing little loops and how fast we could do it. At this point, of course, it was nothing big. It was just small little jumps, probably 2 feet high or whatever. But at the time it felt huge, and we were so stoked to be able to do that sort of thing. And I remember taking videos and thinking, did I get air, that sort of thing, and proper the beginning phase of mountain biking. And I look back on it and I find it funny, but I loved it. And yeah, like I say, still here doing it, so I must have really loved it. As the months progressed, probably turned to 2019 by this point, we were riding at our local woods Badbury as much as we could. So after schools, We'd go on big weekend rides, both Saturday and Sunday, ride for multiple hours at a time. We were meeting people, and like we were just completely hooked. It was our thing, and it was the one time that me and Noah truly got on perfectly well. I do still remember, like, I used to shout at him because he would ride up a hill with his saddle up, and then he'd start going downhill with it still up. And I was like, you're not meant to do that, you're meant to have your saddle down. Just because like, we're just going off videos, like, no one ever rides downhill with the saddle up, and yeah, it just makes me laugh, but yeah, I'm so stoked that it was something that we could do together. After a year or so of riding Badbury a lot, we decided that it was time to kind of broaden our horizons a bit. Did a bit of research, came across a place called the Fly Up 417 Bike Park and the Forest of Dean, both of which are huge mountain bike destinations, which were about an hour and a half away from our house at the time, and we spent way too much time there, but in all the best ways, I guess. We were doing coaching sessions, we entered our first races, and it like really entered us into like the real mountain bike world, like people on really nice bikes, like bikes we didn't know really existed at the time, and like more equipment. Like slowly over time we got pads and full face helmets, and we just kind of slowly went up the ranks, I guess, without really knowing it. But I guess now you look back and it's, yeah, we quite quickly kind of fully jumped into the sport and threw ourselves into it, and it's just sweet, I guess. I will say though, both Fly Up Bike Park and the Forest of Dean will always hold a special place in my heart. We spent so much time there, and I will always want to go back. No matter where I am in the world, no matter if I'm riding Whistler or whatever, I will still have time to go and ride Forest of Dean and Fly Up, just because it's where I started, it's what I know. I love the people there, and without fail I would always bump into a mate there, because I just met people there, and it was just such a sweet place to be. And the uplift service was great, obviously. It meant you could bang out laps as much as you can. And yeah, just as much time on the bike as possible. In the summer, in the winter, no matter what the weather, we were there having fun, putting time on the bikes. So as we were moving through the sport, the dad decided that he wanted to like document what we were doing. So he set up the Shred Bros UK Instagram page, where now I think over time we amassed to about 2,000 followers, which for us was huge numbers. Like, couldn't even imagine that sort of thing. And it's a place which I'll never delete that page, no matter what. Even in 20 years time, I hope it's still there, because it's got our biggest achievements on it, our biggest fails on it, I guess. From crashes to the race wins and whatever, but yeah, it's a place where there's a lot of memories on that page. If I ever want to laugh, all I have to do is scroll down a little bit and then just find a funny picture of me and Noah. I guess the other thing is, now looking back at the Shred Bros UK page, is that it just shows what hard work gets you, and if you stick to something and if you want it enough, you can get it. Like, we were proper beginners, we had no idea what we were doing, none of us did. But we put in the time, we put in the money, we worked hard, and here I am now in a new garage with 3 proper sweet bikes on the wall, all of which are running perfect, and I maintain myself. I'm completely self-sufficient now with all my bikes. I can't remember the last time I went to a bike shop. So now jump to 2020, of course lockdown hit with COVID, but that didn't stop the fact that me and Noah was still completely involved in the sport. If anything, it just gave us more time to ride bikes, because obviously we were off school. And I think it was November 2020, we went to the bike shop and picked up our brand new bikes. They were the Kelly's Swag 10s. Me, my dad and my brother all got brand new bikes, and it was quite possibly the best day ever. I remember taking them straight out to Badbury that weekend, and those bikes got ridden so much. I battered that bike. There were weeks where like every week I was like smash a derailleur off, snap a rear wheel, brake pads are gone. I was churning through bike parks like no one's business. Now 2022, 2023 I guess, the lockdowns started to kind of lift up a bit. So we started to travel to more and more places. I remember we went to Scotland for a summer holiday. We went and rode the Fort William Downhill track, Lag and Wolf tracks, High Burnside, some amazing places in Scotland, Scottish Highlands, which I always remember. It's so beautiful there. All the way down to Wales, where we were riding. We were riding Bike Park Wales, Antistiniog, Ponty. Where else? I guess Woody's Bike Park in Cornwall, Old Hill, Gorton, and then Fly Up and Forest Dean. We've been to so many places, and then like loads of dirt jump places and pump tracks. So we really have been all over the country riding our bikes, and I've loved every minute of it. I've met so many people, and I've created relationships through Instagram, and I've met people who I'd now say are quite close friends to me, who I think I'll probably be mates with them for the rest of my life, and I'll always be able to go riding with them. I just think that's such a sweet thing with the mountain bike community, which I'm so thankful for. Some point along this line, probably 2023, I met my mate Archie through football, but forget about football. Me and him were mountain bike lads from the start, and I watched Archie grow into a really good mountain bike rider. He started on a basic nuke-proof Scout, and he pushed himself, he rode with me and he watched, and we figured it out, and he's now a very good mountain biker who is up for anything, on the bikes or off the bikes. If I say, do you want to come down for holidays, I'll book a trainer right now. And friends like that are important in life, so thank you, Archie. Yeah, we've had some sick memories. I'll chuck in a couple of them now because we've had some proper laughs. So late 2023, probably September, October sort of time, this beast turned up. Canyon Talk, CFA, brand new out of the box, and that really was the best day of my life. I knew it was coming, but I did not know it was going to be as good as it has been. It has let me level up my riding like countless levels, and I love it. It's my steed, and I'm never going to let it go. I feel confident on the bike. It fits me bang on, and yeah, like it's confidence inspiring. Like I want to ride better. Like, and I know the bike beneath me is capable of it, which I guess like is a huge factor when riding bikes. If you don't trust the bike that you're riding, then how are you going to be able to push yourself and try and win races on it? So yeah, I'm proper stoked with the bike. And I also got a dirt jump bike. Now I've got a downhill bike, which I kind of borrow a bit. So I've got like the whole fleet. So no matter what, anyone can say, do you want to come ride? And I'm like, yeah, I'm there. Don't have to think about if I've got the right bike or not, but I really do. I'm really fortunate that I'm in that situation, and so again, I'm really thankful for that. And I've got all the proper kit, proper full face, all the right pads, always got fresh tyres on, like, yeah, and so I'm always set, always ready to go, bike's always tuned in. And it just allows me to completely focus on the ride, which I love. Another huge part of my riding has been racing. Now, I'll be the first to tell you that I am not the fastest person in the world on a mountain bike, but I love the challenge of pushing myself. Now, from the start, me and Noah was riding together, racing together, and Noah was always the fast one, you know. He was always like, my brakes don't work, but it doesn't matter because I want to go as fast as possible. Which I guess kind of always inspired me to push, and he was always someone who I was always chasing to keep up with. I guess as life's moved on, Noah's had to kind of step out of mountain biking a little bit, despite the fact how much he still loves it. But now I push at races. I got my first podium, I think it was 2024, at Fly Up on the Go Ride series, which I thought was pretty sweet because that was the first series which I ever rode. I've raced the Route 1 series, I've raced the Mini Downhill, the MIJ Downhill, the Woodland Riders Winter Series, Southern Enduro. I've raced so many races all over the world. Well, not all over. So I've raced so many races all over the country with so many great people, with mixed results. But at the end of the day, I've always leaving with a smile on my face, knowing that I can push more next time. Those are all experiences which I've shared with my dad. From waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, even earlier than that sometimes, to having bacon sandwiches at lunch and having a sing-song on the way home. They are memories which I'll always remember, and I love the fact that we've been able to do that together and we put the time in, and no matter what, no matter the weather, we're always there, ready to give it a bash, no matter the result. 2024 comes around, I guess, and I think that was a year where I met a lot of kind of my riding mates. Oscar Shipway, Austin Wilson, Harry Sadler, those sort of lads. And I just rode more and more, and every ride was less serious but more about fun, which in turn I kind of pushed myself a bit more, and I was getting faster, I was doing bigger jumps, and the stuff that used to scare me, that was the easy stuff now, and then I was always looking up for the next thing, which I guess is just how progression goes really. But yeah, and so again, I'm just stoked to have been able to share so many sweet days at bike parks with my mates. And if the lads ever want to ride, give me a shout, I'm always keen. And then 2025 comes around. That was the big year for me. That was the year which was coming up. That was my GCSE year and the year where we were going to move house. So, not pressure, pressure's probably the wrong word, but like there's a lot riding on the year. Lots going on. However, I managed to pull it off, got my GCSEs in the bag, started the new college, made my new mates, moved into the new house, and that summer I got my mates down to Cornwall straight away. We had some sweet nights in the evenings, just bodyboarding, being at the sea, having barbecues, going riding at the track, and Old Hill and Grogley, which are all kind of like my local spots now, which I'm so buzzing on. And just spending time with family, you know. I'm just so stoked that we've been able to pull it off. Like, it was such a big move, but here we are. Everything kind of worked out. So yeah, I guess for 2026, which is current day, my main goals are I want to learn how to surf. Got myself a surfboard for Christmas. Got all the wetsuit, the whole kit. My mate Kylan said he's down to help me out and teach me. Who I also ride with a lot. And he's keen, he's really keen, he's very good at jumping, however he really wants to learn how to start riding down a little bit more, so he's going to teach me how to jump a bit better, I'm going to teach him how to ride down a little bit better, and we're going to go surfing, and so I'm pretty keen for that. It's going to be sweet. I'm hoping to enter some bigger races this year. I'd love to get on the national circuit, but we'll see how that goes. Hoping to do driving this year as well, which would be sweet. But at the end of the day, I know that every weekend I'll be on my bike doing whatever I can. Hopefully more, because now at college I've got a bit more of a free timetable. So yeah, I'm just hoping that I can get on the bikes and put as much time in as I can, just improving my skills and just having fun on my bikes. Because at the end of the day, that is the only reason I do it. I'm there for the fun. Like, yes, if I need to be serious, I need to get my head down and train and race, then I'm there for it. But at the end of the day, I'm there for the fun laps with the boys. So yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who supports me and has made this happen. I'm so thankful, but I'm just keen to see what happens in 2026. I guess anything could happen, but all I know is that I'll be on my bike for as much of the year as possible. But yeah, cheers for watching, and see you next year for the next update. Yo.